Welcome to a brilliant episode. I cannot wait to get into it with Stacey Hall, with Powerful Women Today mentor expert Stacey Hall, speaking to us about why getting out of your comfort zone can be harmful to you physically and emotionally. We hear all these in your comfort zone, out of your comfort zone, in, out, in, out. So it's great to hear solid experience and foundations from the expert, Stacey Hall from Success with Stacey Hall. So let's get to it.
Empowering women on a global scale. Welcome to Powerful Women Today with Carolina Billings. Powerful Women Today is on a mission of inclusion, rewriting his story to include her story, and empowering, raising, and amplifying women's voices with professional speaking, publishing, original podcasting, and web TV. And now here's your host, the founder of Powerful Women Today, Carolina Billings.
Welcome, Stacey. So we have today Stacey Hall, who is the founder and CEO of Sales Success Strategies. It's a lot of S's in there. And I have to tell you, in her title and description alone of Success with Stacey Hall, she is a sales success strategist. I know Stacey for a number of years now, and I can tell you, she is sales success. She's one of the embodiments of sales success, and definitely the embodiment of a strategist. So welcome, Stacey. So good to have you in studio.
Thank you. Yes, lots of S's. Company name is Success with Stacey Hall, and I am a sales success strategist, have been for many years. And Carolina, I appreciate the invitation to change some minds today around this concept of getting out of your comfort zone, especially for salespeople.
But you literally wrote the book.
I did.
About succeeding within your comfort zone. So let's talk about that, because this, especially on LinkedIn and social media, there's this constant, your dream or your goals or your growth or bliss is outside of your comfort zone. And
Yes.
yet you come here with the opposite message, with research-based opposite message. So tell us about that.
There's tons of research. So this is what got me started. I've been in sales for many years. I've trained people to be more successful in sales. And I, for a long time, was doing lip service. Like, you have to get out on the skinny branches. You have to get out of your comfort zone. I was one of those people repeating mindlessly.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started reading mindset research. There's tons and tons. Psychologists, psychiatrists, scientists of all sorts have been exploring our mind, our neural pathways, how we take in information, what it does to the brain, and then what the brain does to the emotions. Mm-hmm. And over again, Carolina, I kept hearing that when we're anxious, when we are stressed, we go into the fight, fright, or flight syndrome, right? Which is not good, doesn't produce success. And not one of those produces success, even though some people say to me, well, the fight, you get out there and you're more motivated. It's like, yeah, but other people don't like most people don't like being around somebody like that. And believe me, I've been that person as well during the years, trying everything I possibly could. And then as I was researching more about the fight, fright, and flight syndrome, all these research studies say it's when we separate ourselves from ourselves that kicks in. And I can't tell you, just one of those divine downloads. One day I was like, yeah, when I'm out of my comfort zone, that's exactly what I've done. I've separated myself from everything I hold to be dear and true. I separate myself from my past experiences. I separate myself from my successes. And oh, by the way, Carolina, can you describe where you are when you're out of your comfort zone? So I started asking people that question. When you're out of your comfort zone, where are you? You know what I kept hearing? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
That's actually a smart answer than trying to come up with a quickie, explanation that you don't even believe yourself. So the fact that you're saying I don't know is at least coming from a place of honesty.
Yeah, and that's what I kept hearing from all my clients. I said, let's stop for a minute. When we're out of our comfort zone, where are we? In a place of unknown. Like that's the most that I could ever get.
Yeah.
Do you feel strong there? No. Do you know what to do there? No. And I started like more and more of my personal research, more and more of my scientific research kept saying to me, get back to where what you know, kind of like the Beatles song, get back to where you once belonged.
Yeah.
Because that's where your values are. That's where your strengths are. That's where your skills are. Okay. That's where your priorities are. And then this word alignment kept showing up, which of course is kind of a buzzword now, but it's true. Being in alignment doesn't go with being out of your comfort zone. So I'm just giving you this whole mental process, logical process I went through. And then I started asking people, do you believe you have to be out of your comfort zone to be successful? 99%. And I asked hundreds. 99% of people said yes. I asked the same people, would you ever want to be out of alignment with your values and your strengths in order to be successful? And 99% said no. And you can't have both.
Yeah.
So that's where you get to choose. Either be uncomfortable, not knowing what to do and relying on other people to tell you what to do, or be in alignment with yourself, what you're selling, with your audience, and how you speak to your audience, and be successful. And there you go.
Yeah. So I know you, and I know your comfort zone is a very high performance, high achieving, place to start, right? Which is brilliant. Like you're a successful, brilliant, strategist. But what happens if your comfort zone, to quote Dr. Peterson, is you on a couch covered on Cheeto dust? What is your comfort zone?
That's lazy. Okay, excuse me. That's called
to say that your comfort zone is making excuses, is blaming others, is always finding reasons not to show up at your best. What happens then?
Okay, so first off, I want to redefine comfort zone. Okay, because I know that people do think that's a comfort zone. I say that's a fear zone. I would call that fear, or people just, they don't have drive. But I want, first off, I've been doing what I've been doing for many years. I'm comfortable in this zone because of all the experiences I've had. And yes, I was predisposed to it because I grew up with a dad who was in sales. And so I was surrounded from it. Okay. Ice skating, not my comfort zone. Why? Because I don't have skills and strength in that area. But if I decided that I wanted to become an ice skater, okay, well, first off, I'm not sure if my physical body would support me in being an expert. So that's one thing. You got to have the ability, the capability. But if I put in the same amount of hours into ice skating that I've put into sales success, I'd be pretty good at it, right? But I would have to want to do that. So I'm going to give back to you, Carolina, something that I get pushback on all the time. Some of you will say to me, well, jumping out of an airplane was out of my comfort zone. And I said, is it? Did you want to do it? Or were you forced to do it? Oh, no, I wanted to do it, but I've never done it before, so it was out of my comfort zone. No, you expanded what you wanted to experience
Mhm.
in your comfort zone. You weren't stepping out of it. If I got on a plane to jump out, I'm promising you, because someone would be forcing me to do it. It is not in my desire to expand my comfort zone that way. So does that make more
So,
sense?
yes, it does. Actually, I just had a big aha because we've known each other for a long time, and
Yes.
I live outside my comfort zone. That's that lovely state of neurosis always gets me to where I need to go to the next level. That is, I'm comfortable being uncomfortable, and if that makes any very Spartan, but
But that's your
um,
comfort zone
it's
because you were
very it's very stoic, but. What I think I just understood for the very first time is that your comfort zone, if we think of like, that sweet spot is like, what you're good at, what the world needs, what you're going to get paid for and stuff like that.
yes.
You could be outside your comfort zone, and that is why you're not thriving or feeling good about getting an ROI on your effort. Because if you get within your comfort zone, like your lane, perhaps,
Your
right?
lane is a good
For
way to say
you,
it.
right? What's right for you? Once you do what needs to get done from a place that you feel safe, for example, that's what you mean by your comfort zone.
Yes.
It's not,
It's
you could be outside of your comfort zone
I
and
say it's
not
called
be thriving.
expansion. You've expanded into a new arena of your
Yeah.
comfort zone.
Yes, because that is what, because I've always, I respect your messaging because I've seen the results. I've seen how people succeed with your methods. I've seen how you succeed with your methods. But I have to tell you, in the back of my mind, I'm always like, I'm good, always thinking outside the comfort zone, right? Because to me, that's where growth is. But I know enough to respect that, hey, if it's working for other people, there's more than one way to do things, right? So I've kind of like been, watching and supporting and believe it. And I've learned tons, from you during our, our Powerful Women Today pilgrimage. But it never, part of me always felt, okay, I wonder what that feels like to say, I only want to stay in my comfort zone. Right? To me, it feels
And I want to be clear, I'm not saying that.
correct. Yeah,
Exactly.
and that's what people need to understand,
Yeah.
because the current discourse is just whether you're in or out of the comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
Not many people are taking the time to define what does the comfort zone means.
Yes.
And from what I am understanding, that exactly what you mean is that sometimes it's about finding your comfort zone as much as succeeding in it, right? It could be that you're not succeeding because you're not in your comfort zone. So let's
Exactly.
first find your comfort zone, then we begin to expand it
Then we expand.
from a
It's
place that you're feeling safe. And actually, I believe it's Simon Sinek that when he was working with the Marine Corps, right? He was doing tons of work with the Marines, and he said he was watching their training or recommended their training. So I'm like, this just came. So pardon me if I'm not
okay.
recalling exactly. But he said that when they do target shooting, they ought to, or they do, set up the target super close, like close range, right? So that the degree of success is very high. And then you begin to move it back and move it back and move it back, and then you're stretching your range of success.
Exactly.
Starting with a target 50 yards away or 50 feet away. I don't know, I don't do target practice, so
I don't either.
I don't know. Point is, if the initial experience of success is very low, is only going to be a very low percentage of the population that have that fight in them to go I will try until I succeed, right? It's
That's right.
better to do that. So now, it makes absolute sense that let's first find your strengths so that you feel good about yourself.
That's it. And in my book, those are the exercises. That's exactly where we start. What am I in alignment with in my life, in my business, in myself? And then, especially in the sales world, many people are selling something. In fact, studies have proven this too. Lots and lots of studies I've done with salespeople. On average, 55% of salespeople will tell you they're selling the wrong thing. And that just freaking blows my mind. Honestly, like, what do you mean you're selling the wrong thing? Go find something else to sell that you're more in alignment with. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Why
No,
force
there are
yourself
people
to
that
sell
you know,
something?
I spent so many years in corporate within the C-suite in the finance and HR side of things, in sales and marketing and sales, which that's another conversation we're gonna
Yes,
have.
yes, yes, yes.
Marketing and sales was on the other side, and I never understood that salespeople, good salespeople, highly proficient salespeople, are what keeps the world turning.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, they
Mm-hmm.
are, source, and we need to train them differently. We
Yes.
need to treat them differently. We need to recognize their skills differently in their uniqueness of message. And actually, you and I are working on a project, monetize our message, which we're just finishing the beta cohort, and we're very excited to bring it as part of our sales academy in the fall. And that is how to communicate from your comfort zone
Mm-hmm.
to somebody else's comfort zone
Mm-hmm.
without asking either person to compromise their strengths and
That's right.
compromise their area of psychological and physical safety. And so that is, yeah, this is brilliant. So you have how can people find you? We're just getting to the top of our segment. How can people find you? And you have a gift for our audience today. So let's
Yes.
tell us a little bit more about that. It'll be put in the comments after our recording ends.
Yeah, well, the easiest way is to find me on my website, and that's easy to find because it's my name, Stacey, Stacey, Ann, Hall, HALL.com, StaceyAnnHall.com. And there you'll find information about selling from your comfort zone, the book. You'll find some free courses for me that Carolina is also going to put here in the comments. And you'll learn more about my courses, my coaching, my mentorship for people who really truly want to be successful in sales, but do not enjoy the process, the strategies they've been taught that still feel pushy, spammy, and salesy.
Mhm.
If you would like to learn how to do what Carolina just talked about, how to be in alignment with what you sell,
Mhm.
to be in integrity and alignment with your audience, and to be able to message with integrity and alignment, then please do visit my website and take advantage of the free gift.
Brilliant. That is absolutely wonderful. And I have to tell you, another thing is, if you've fallen out of love with sales, right? Because it's a tough job. It's literally, I don't want to say the grind, but it takes a lot. It takes a lot more than people realize. Doing, some of these, upgrading your skills, or some of these, taking advantage of the gifts that Stacey offers, is a great way to reboost and re-jumpstart, right? And really update it. I mean, we've been through a pandemic, we've been through AI, we've been through, an entire shift in the democratization of knowledge, and in pricing and access to information. So it is a good time to upgrade and refresh your skills. So On that note, I thank you very much. Thank you, Stacey, for always bringing such high energy and positivity, which is huge when it comes to sales, right? And thank you, everyone. And until next time, you can also find Stacey on our powerfulwomentoday.com magazine, on our academy, on our global network, and on our website. That is powerfulwomentoday.com. Thank you. And until next time.
Empowering women on a global scale. This has been Powerful Women Today with Carolina Billings. To learn more about how you can join and transform your life and the lives of women everywhere with professional speaking, publishing, podcasting, and web TV, visit powerfulwomentoday.com. Remember to subscribe to this podcast on iTunes, YouTube, or wherever you like to listen and watch your podcasts.